Good evening, Detective Sachs.
Good evening, Ms. Dow.
How did you become involved in this case?
Well, I'm a detective with the Oakview Police Department, certified in digital forensics and crime scene investigation. On the morning of April 10th, I was informed that Morgan Sears, a reality cooking show judge, had died after consuming dishes made by the contestants, including Haley Fromholz the previous day.
Have you ever met Haley Fromholz?
I have.
And do you see Haley Fromholz in the courtroom today?
Yes, she is sitting at the end of the defense table with the blonde hair.
Your Honor, may the record reflect that Detective Sachs identified the defendant?
Yes, it will.
Detectives, did you ever learn Morgan Sears' cause of death?
Both the toxicology and medical examiner confirmed that Morgan Sears ingested a lethal dose of heartstopper mushrooms.
Now, do the show's other judges also become ill?
No, ma'am. Only Chef Sears was affected.
Did you find any physical evidence in your investigation?
I was able to find remnants of the dish the defendant served Morgan Sears, and I also collected the defendant's jacket and had our lab analyze them both.
Objection or lack of foundation, Your Honor.
Yes?
Your Honor, we're objecting lack of foundation as no foundation has been laid to how Detective Sachs was able to identify that it was the defendant's dish.
Okay, well, he seems to be leading up to that, so if they don't make that connection, you could make that point in closing argument.
Yes, Your Honor.
Over.
Now, Detective, what, if anything, did this analysis reveal?
The defendant's dish contained heartstopper mushrooms, enough to kill Chef Sears with just one bite. And the defendant's jacket contained heartstopper spores on the left sleeve.
Your Honor, may the record reflect that Detective Sachs lifted his left arm and gestured to his left sleeve with his right hand?
I suppose, but he said left sleeve verbally, so I'm not sure what that has.
Yes, Your Honor. Now, Detective, do you know if the defendant is left or right-handed?
She's left.
And did you find mushrooms anywhere else in your investigation?
Several times, actually. The defendant went foraging for mushrooms on April 9th in Artemis Grove, a nearby public park.
Detective, was there any evidence that the poisonous heartstopper mushrooms may have accidentally mixed into the non-toxic mushrooms the defendant foraged?
No, it's actually been stipulated that there were only 2 types of mushrooms found in the defendant's ingredients during ingredient checks. Non-toxic oysters and hedgehogs.
Your Honor, may Detective Sachs approach the exhibits?
Okay.
Now, looking at Exhibit C, do you recognize it?
Yes, it's a picture taken by the production crew of the dishes the defendant served on April 9th.
And is it truthful and accurate?
Of course.
Your Honor, at this time, the people move that Exhibit C be entered into evidence.
Any objection to that?
None, Your Honor.
Exhibit C is received into evidence.
Detective, did you notice any differences among these 3 dishes?
This dish, the one the defendant served Morgan Sears, had more than double the amount of cilantro as the other judge's dish. This is also the dish that contained heartstopper mushrooms.
Your Honor, may the record reflect that Detective Sachs is pointing to the middle dish in Exhibit C, labeled Toyota eaten by Chef Sears.
Yes.
Thank you, Detective. You may be seated. Now, did you find any other connections between the defendant and mushrooms?
Yes, Ms. Fromholz admitted to conducting internet searches to get educated on mushrooms and be able to tell the difference between edible and toxic.
Please direct your attention to Exhibit A. Do you recognize it?
Yes, it's a picture I took of the defendant's laptop on April 10th, containing a permanently deleted file under an application called Leave No Trace. It is truthful and accurate.
Thank you. Your Honor, at this time, the people move that Exhibit A be entered into evidence.
Any objection to that?
Yes, Your Honor. We'd like to object hearsay as to the date in the bottom right corner.
What date is that?
I believe it says April 10th, 2025.
Okay. You're talking about Exhibit A?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the version in the casebook doesn't have a date. Where are you looking for this date?
Your Honor, I believe in the corner of the laptop, there is a date in the bottom right corner. I'm not sure if the render in the case packet is accurate.
Can you point out if there is a date on there?
Maybe this blurry thing right here?
Oh, the words line across, okay.
Maybe.
And read to me what the words say in that whole phrase.
Your Honor, I cannot tell from this depiction. It's very blurry.
It's kind of ironic that you're objecting to the court considering a phrase that can't be read in the exhibit. What is the full phrase that it says that you're objecting to there?
Your Honor, it says that the file was deleted on 4/10/25.
Okay. I'll hear the response to that objection.
Yes, Your Honor, this is not hearsay, as is simply computer interpretation of the date in which the file was deleted. Therefore, it is, again, not hearsay.
Are you offering it, at least in part, for the truth of the file being deleted on that particular date?
Yes, Your Honor. However, this is, once again, a computer interpretation.
So how is that an exception to the hearsay rule?
Your Honor, this is considered to be accurate, as if there is no doubt that this computer has an accurate timing of timestamps of when this file would be deleted. Therefore, it is not hearsay, Your Honor.
You say, okay, why are you so confident that there's no doubt?
Your Honor, it is more likely than not that this computer is accurate in its timestamp. Therefore, once again,
Well, are you saying that just because most computers are reliable, or is there something specific in the record that says so?
No, Your Honor. Once again, it is more likely than not, and there is no evidence present that there is a reason that this computer would have an error in its timestamps.
Okay, so the objection is sustained, and Exhibit A will be received, but it will be redacted, the part about the file being deleted on April 10th, 25, or whatever the date is on there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, I can move on. Detective Sachs, what was the name of this permanently deleted file?
Well, in all caps with 3 exclamation points, Morgan Sears is a mine from.
Thank you, Detective. Your Honor, I have no further questions at this time.
Cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, may I proceed?
Go ahead.
Good evening, Detective Sachs.
Good evening, Mr. Conchi.
Detective, you ordered tests of both my clients, Dish and Jack, correct?
I did.
And it'd be fair to say that these were key pieces of evidence in your investigation.
They were.
Now, Detective, these tests evaluate the presence of fungal spores, don't they?
They do, with next-gen DNA sequencing.
That's right, but they can't tell us how those spores got there.
Well, they told me that they were there, but they don't tell me how they were there. No, that would be really helpful.
And Detective, they certainly can't tell us whether someone intended to pick a mushroom, can
They can't tell us that.
they? And Detective, just to be clear, you don't have any specialized training in mycology, do you?
Not on micrology.
Now, Detective, I want to walk through your investigation. You believe my client picked a poisonous mushroom from Artemis Grove on April 9th. Is that right?
I do.
So, Detective, you visited Artemis Grove in person?
I didn't have to.
Detective, is that a yes to my question? You never visited Artemis Grove?
Sure, yes.
And you never retraced my client's steps on April 9th. Is that right?
No, her phone did it for me.
Detective, you never retraced my client's steps on April 9th, did you?
No, I didn't.
And you never confirmed if Heartstoppers were actually present where my client was that day, did you?
There were Heartstoppers on her sleeve.
Detective, is that a yes to my question?
Well, I didn't need to confirm that there were Heartstoppers there because there were Heartstopper spores on her sleeve.
Now, Detective Sachs, you're aware Ms. Frumholtz is charged with murder, right?
I'm aware of that.
But your investigation lasted from April 10th to the 15th?
Yes.
Detective, even so, in that 5-day span, your report doesn't mention any investigative work on the 13th or the 14th, does it?
Well, I was waiting for the warrant and I was waiting for Tess to come back.
That's right. So, Detective Sachs, you arrested my client for murder after 3 days of work.
Well, I wouldn't say 3 days of work. I would say 5 days of work, my work as well as Ms. Longo's.
Detective, is it your testimony that you took 5 days of work?
Not that I took 5 days of work, that the evidence processing and everything else took 5 days.
So it was 3 days of work, was it?
Me personally, you could say that.
Thank you, Detective. Your Honor, I have no further questions.
All right, is there a redirect?
Yes, Your Honor. May I proceed?
Go ahead.
Detective Sachs, on cross-examination, you were asked on whether you personally confirmed the presence of Heartstopper mushrooms in Artemis Grove. Well, Where did you confirm to find Heartstoppers in this case?
Well, there were several different confirmations, including the Heartstoppers on Ms. Frontal's sleeve, the Heartstopper spores on her sleeve, and the Heartstoppers in her dish, as well as, I believe, Dr. Dunn's statement that there are Heartstoppers all around our nest record.
And finally, despite the timeline of your investigation, are you confident in your conclusion?
Of course I am.
Thank you, Detective. Your Honor, I have no further questions. May this witness please be excused?
May I return to the seat in the courtroom? Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.